Florida Police Department on a recorded line. How may I help you?
I had a neighbor, Susan Kincaid, that's been driving everybody nuts. I just drove by her just now. She pulled up her shirt and showed me her gun and her pants. She's brandishing the weapon.
Where did this occur?
Right on the street, right near my house.
Okay, what's the address?
She's on Belvedere Court right now, walking her Great Dane.
What's her name?
Susan Kincaid. She's been harassing everybody in the neighborhood for months, and now she's pulling up her shirt and showing me that she's carrying a gun, and she's very unstable.
Okay. And you said she's walking her dog on Belvedere?
On Belvedere Court right now, yep. I'm still here. I can stick around if I need to talk to an officer or whatever.
You can head home. They can make contact with you there.
Okay.
What was your last name? And your first name? And your callback number? Okay. All right. So you go ahead and head home, and we'll have an officer also make contact with her on Belvedere.
Okay. She's walking back toward her house now.
And where does she live?
331 BS 1 out.
What was she wearing?
I think a blue shirt, black shorts. Her hair's all tied up on top of her head. She's got 2 Great Danes. She's walking one of them.
Okay. All right. We'll send an officer that way.
Thank you.
Hey, this is
Hello, sir. How you doing? Not too bad. How can I help you today?
Well, she's probably heard about Susan.
I'm more than familiar.
Okay, so she's been driving everybody nuts. She's following people everywhere. So I go to leave for work. There's a van blocking my whole driveway. I'm like, what the hell's going on now? So I go and talk to the guy. I think he just had the wrong address, but you know, I wouldn't be. No, it's a gray Dodge Sprinter or whatever. But I think it was innocent. But at the same time, she's walking her dog, so I'm thinking, you know, what's she up to now? So I start going down the street and I see her walking. So I come back. I'm just like, what the hell? So I'm sitting in my truck, minding my own business. She walks by real slow, like she always does. She gets down there. I pull out. I go to pass her. There's a pool truck on the right, so she's walking out in the middle of the road. So I'm waiting until she gets past that. And then I go around her. Didn't do anything. Didn't honk. Didn't rev the engine. Nothing. I look in my mirror and she goes like this. She's got a gun tucked in her pants.
She didn't pull it out or point at you or anything like that? Or?
No, but she made she made a point of brandishing it. Yeah, I mean she's been threatening everybody around. I want her arrested. He says, we can't. Everybody around here is. This is insane.
They know what's going on.
Dan's an ex-police officer. He's losing his mind over.
Yeah, I know there's 3 cases involving her right now that the police department is currently looking at. In the state of Florida, brandishing a firearm is a misdemeanor, so she will not be going to jail today, but I will be going down there to talk to her. Do you get your driver's license. I know your name's in our report, but I've never actually talked to you personally, so.
I mean, this has got to stop. I mean, the next time she's
Yeah,
gonna
honestly,
pull it
I
out.
don't know how long this is gonna go on, or what we're gonna end up having to do with her to get it to stop, because I do know that everyone, well, not everyone, but there are obviously more neighbors than just you guys.
There's a lot down El Cerrito that haven't even called you guys that are complaining. Yeah. I mean, it's just getting out of control, and now she's escalating it.
Are you aware of her falsifying, putting something on Nextdoor yesterday? She put the guy that just filed the most recent report, Tim Gibbons. She snapped a picture of him, put it to be somebody on Nextdoor, created a false name, Richard Heads,
Dickhead,
and put his face, and then put our pictures that she stole, I guess, from Facebook somehow, because I have a block on Facebook, I don't know how she got it. Put a whole recording of me talking to Officer Gross and Chris talking to Officer Gross
about the first
incident that she had gone down there about.
So it's all on
So I don't know
Nextdoor.
how they're allowed to have that recording, first of all, or we're talking
Licensed to chill air conditioning. She owns Zenart Den over in the Bell Harbor plant.
Yeah, I'll have
I mean,
to look on next, or what is it?
it's already off, but I recorded everything.
so she put a
with my
picture of
phone,
Tim
'cause I
up
knew if it
that
went
she
down.
videotaped with all these Nazi symbols and everything. That's why it got
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to be a crime, because there used to be a person in Punta Gorda. He was a outspoken
Activist.
individual
Yeah, with the
against law
signs.
enforcement, and he actually on his YouTube channel actually put several cops, including myself, personal addresses on his.
I don't understand how that's illegal.
Yeah, well, unfortunately.
Well, the whole recording was there, pictures of us two, and then down below she did the videotape. She videotaped him when she went and stalked them at their house 2 times. The morning of.
Pretty much how this is going to end is she's going to she's going to end up doing something that is a felony crime.
Well, we're trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I'm trying to
We don't want to be the end
I
of
don't want
the
to
gun.
die over this.
This is why we've been calling.
No, yeah,
She's come to my store and stalked me at my
and
store.
you need to call every single time, because there needs to be.
Yeah, I called the non-emergency number. Should I have called 911? Does it matter? Okay.
Because it's she's not even going to get in trouble for it. She's going to get this.
I
Just
mean,
like
this
everything
is
else she does.
disturbing. I mean,
Good phone number for it.
it's one
And around what time did it happen at?
8:06. I looked at our cameras.
You didn't get it on camera, or Brandon?
No, she was just past her
Can I ask
house.
a question? Is it possible to ask her to make her show you her? Because she said
She is.
because of us,
It
which
could very
we did
well be
nothing
on
for
her
her.
camera.
I had to put $1,000 worth of
The
cameras.
only way that
She
we
told
would
the
get
police
access
that.
to her cameras is with a search warrant.
Okay.
Okay. We've asked the neighbor across the street if he had anything, but he's not. He didn't answer.
Well, I looked in the mirror because what she
So
typically
you
does
were
is...
heading back
Yeah.
towards
Yeah.
Tropicana.
Yeah, I was going to
She'll
work.
usually wave or give us a finger.
Because I knew she was going to flip me off or do
Was
something.
she on the roadway then?
Yeah,
when
she's
that
in the middle of the road, 5 feet off the curb. I had to
Okay.
try and drive around her.
Did you
And then
see if anybody else was around
I
in the
didn't
video? I'm gonna look and see if
But
anybody
I
else
looked at,
witnessed it.
expecting her to flip me off like
Are
she
you
usually
100%
does.
sure it was a gun?
Yeah, it was black and silver. It was right on her waistband, and she pulled her shirt up, like a gang thing. Like, look what I got. I mean, I've seen it enough. I'm from Detroit.
Black and silver gun?
Yeah, it looked like it had silver from what I could see. I was probably 20 feet ahead of her, but she was definitely showing me that she had a gun. And she is very unstable, and
They
this
know
is
this.
ridiculous.
They know
I mean,
this.
if she's going this far now, the next step is she is going to shoot somebody and claim self-defense or
Charlie,
something.
2 power, okay, fine, okay.
This is ridiculous. I know.
I know you're upset about this.
I'm very
Could you tell if it was a revolver or a semi-auto?
Semi-auto. Right, like it. Glocks are all black. I don't know. It looked like it had a silver stripe. Maybe I'm not sure, but it was mostly black.
Maybe
Like
someone
silver.
has footage. If Dan moved his cameras finally, that she was harassing him, maybe he moved them enough to where you can see her. You just have to wait till he gets home.
Yeah, so in a situation like this, with it being a misdemeanor, obviously when misdemeanors occur, we actually have to see them happen for us to arrest, but what we would do is send the case to the state attorney's office for a warrant request, but that would obviously be if we get in touch with one of the neighbors and they do have camera footage of her lifting the shirt or something along those lines to be able to send it through for that.
People to the right of her, is there a way to check?
We can ask.
I'll go.
There's a couple
I'll check
people,
every
like, right
single
at
house
her
that has
driveway.
a.
Yeah, just to the
Yeah.
right of her
Has a camera.
with the Lexus.
I know she has $1,000 worth of cameras because she
So
told the police that.
she was. Would she have been facing the direction of Tropicana?
Yeah, yeah, she was facing that way. She was walking with her back to me in the middle of the street, so I had to
Was she
wait.
walking her dog?
Yeah, oh yeah, she likes to try and intimidate people with her dogs.
Hold on to that.
Okay.
Just for every single officer that comes out, every single incident that takes
Collect those cards.
Collect those cards, because what those cards can ultimately be, possibly at some point, is either what we build a harassment case against her, you guys end up doing training with her against her, something like that. Hold on to those. And I know it seems like the police department isn't doing anything, but we have to follow the law and we have to work our
Right.
cases
I
through.
understand
So sometimes it just takes a
Right,
while.
right. We do have a no trespass on her, and the same day she got it, she walked right across our front lawn. And
Yeah, I know she has a trespass warning for your yard, but not the right of way, unfortunately. And I was the one who talked to the city in reference to that, and the only way that she can be trespassed from the right of way, which is from the telephone pole to the roadway, would be if a judge approved the
Right,
trespass warning.
and she knows
I can't
that.
do it. Yeah, she knows it.
That's what she did to Tim Gibbons.
Well, we talked to a legal aid person after that incident when they were attacking and verbally down at the end of our street, and also about her doing that. And they said, if you have a no trespass law, this is the guy from legal aid from Charlotte County. We had a free session available to us because there was an incident. It took like 2 weeks, but we finally got to talk to him. He said, if you have a no trespass against her, that dog is tethered to her. She's taking that dog on your property. That dog is her walking on your property.
Yeah, as long as it's on your property, not the right of way. From what I understand,
But
knows
she
that.
was on our lawn. She let the dog come on the lawn. He said that dog is basically her on your lawn. That's what the legal aid guy told us from Charlotte County.
So
He
that
said
was that what? When did that occur?
That was the day of
day
the
she
day
got the
she got the
trespass.
trespass.
She makes
She
a
still lets
point
them
of
come on
every
the
time
lawn.
you
It's
tell
a
her you
joke.
can't do
She
this, she
doesn't
makes
care.
sure she does that. I mean,
She's doing it just as a needling thing. She knows what somehow she knows what she can get away with. But that, according to the legal aid guy, that her taking that dog on that lawn, that's like her walking on the lawn.
Yeah, was that after she was issued the trespass
Yes,
warrant?
Yes.
That's why we told him, and he said that there's no way because that easement thing doesn't apply. If that dog's on your lawn, that's her.
So
She can get trespassed off.
was that brought up to Officer Gross?
Yeah.
I've contacted him.
She
several
called
times.
him yesterday, he was supposed to call her back,
yesterday,
and he never did.
So I don't know
So I don't know.
what's going on.
Yeah, I know. I didn't work yesterday, but I know Lieutenant Licker is looking into this case
Yeah.
with Officer Gross.
Right. I know he's
So,
been involved a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure which direction they're going with that, but as for today, I'll be looking into this case, and
Yeah, she's definitely escalating big time. She's not.
well, that's usually what happens in these situations. They start
Well-
off small, and then it continues
Right.
until they do something that is arrestable.
Well, I don't want it to be that someone's at the end of her gun.
Yeah,
For
well,
that to happen.
I don't want that either. But my suggestion would be to you is if you're leaving the residence or whatever, and it's a pain, and I apologize that you have to do this, but if you're leaving the residence and you see her on the street, just automatically take your phone out and press record.
Why does that sound familiar?
I know. I was already past.
Just
you know.
do it
I
because
tell her to do it every time.
Usually she does that to us. Every time
yeah.
she
Well,
stands
no,
at the end of
now
the driveway.
this is her standard. She films everybody that's connected to us that she has a problem with. The Gibbons, Dan and his wife, us. She filmed him, and one night she's standing in the dark, right at the end of this driveway across the street, in the dark. We didn't even know she was there. She's
filming
wheeling-
me taking the trash out. So
She
she
films
films everything,
down.
every
She's
move.
sitting there with the dog. I didn't know until later on. I went and looked at her camera footage. She's standing there in the dark with her camera like this and the dog in front of her like this, not saying words, in shadows. She's taking the garbage down so that she's,
Yeah,
she's
and
just sitting
it's
there
a
quietly.
situation like that too. If you see her out
It's
there,
disturbing.
automatically
I have
get
video
your,
of
get
it.
your,
I have all of
get
I have
all
all
that
of it.
because that'll end up helping along.
I have all of it. I
with
save everything and I
harassment
send it to
and/or,
myself with the title. So we have a date and a
Right.
title.
Well, like I said, now she's going on next door trying to destroy our businesses.
Yeah,
I mean,
because they all know. Everybody knows our
90% of my
business is
work
from
is
there.
all from next door. It's all referral work.
So,
And so,
I got customers calling me yesterday.
and those so as far as like the filming out there in the public areas and the next door stuff, in and of in and of each individual instance, those are not necessarily illegal. It's the case that we have to build to combine all those.
I get it.
Because you can technically record whatever you want, whoever you want from the public right of way, as long as it's not essentially a private area, meaning she didn't have to jump a fence to, or hold a
Right,
camera over a fence
right.
to see you, that kind of thing.
Right.
As far as next door goes, it is a public forum of sorts.
Right.
Her hurting your business, that's a civil type
Yeah.
thing versus a criminal
Right.
kind of issue. But like I said, all those things combined eventually will maybe turn into, like you said, like a harassment type thing.
Us talking to Officer Groves in the vestibule at your place.
Well, if her name was in the report, then all she would have to go to the police department. She would have done a records request, and the police.
But
department
is she
would-
allowed to put that out to the whole world? We're giving out names, addresses,
Well,
It's all
date of birth.
pretty
Why
much
is
for
that
the
allowed?
most part.
As
Just
long-
about everything is public record.
Yeah, as long as it's not an open investigation with the city, which I don't think
It is an
at
open
this point in time.
investigation, isn't it?
An open criminal investigation. I don't know what the other cases are doing right now.
Okay.
So,
Well, she did the same thing to Tim, and somehow she got that magically the same day. She had his posted, or his wife calling.
well, I know
Cops
she's
posted the
she's
same
come to
day.
the police department all the time
Yeah.
for record requests.
Right.
And I know she's done the same with the city because the city also has ongoing
Yeah,
investigations.
code
and
enforcement.
records.
Every
Yeah.
time I'm here with my work van, she takes pictures and calls them. And it's insane. I mean,
That's already
there's
done.
no
It's
quality of life
unfortunately-
here.
Unfortunately, it's just going to be an ongoing thing. That example I said where the guy put my information on YouTube.
Right.
That case, I think, was worked on for a year before there was actually a criminal case put together. So, it's
I think it's attorney time.
yeah.
News, whatever, whoever we have to call, but this is
Yeah.
gonna stop. And it's not gonna be with her shooting either of us, if I can help it. So if it has to be an attorney or it has to be the Channel 7 News, I don't care, but that's gonna stop. She's not
Well-
gonna goad us into doing something. I know what she's doing. We're very aware, all the neighbors are aware of what she's doing.
She's trying to get somebody to lash out so she can.
We don't know. This is an assumption.
She's gonna ultimately dig herself a hole. And
She already
it's
is.
gonna bite her. So it's just gonna take time.
All right.
Just like I said, have your camera ready, and if you see her, just automatically record. If she does nothing, she does nothing.
Right.
But chances are she's gonna do something, so at least you'll have it on video.
All right.
Oh, the chances
Well,
are
she did it
that
once. I'm sure she'll do it again.
Dan Blank across the street may have camera footage.
Yeah, I'll
Did he
drive
ever
over
answer
down
you?
and see if anyone
Person
has
to her
camera
right.
footage.
I don't think she does. But
She
the person to
was
her right
probably around her driveway or just past when she did
because
it.
she knows she's out of range of our cameras. I'll bet why she did it there too.
I'm
'Cause
gonna
I
run
wouldn't
down.
ever get her.
I'm gonna
on
walk
camera.
over there and see what she has to say.
Okay.
I'm sure. I did something. I'm sure.
You'll have a good day.
All right. Thanks.
So, where does she live?
3 houses down.